Welcome to Ontario Public Library Week. Chatham-Kent Public Library is hosting a virtual how-to festival. Learn something new in 20 minutes or less. We have a whole week of activities for all ages to participate alongside us as we post your videos on Facebook and YouTube. How-to kits for some of our activities will be available. Kits will include supply lists and instructions for you to follow along. Numbers are limited, so registration is required. To register, you can call 519-354-2940, text 519-401-7174, email cklibrary@chatham-kent.ca, or register in person at any one of our 11 branches. Come along and have some fun with us.
Hello and welcome to today's How-To Festival session, How to Tie-Dye with Fruits and Veggies. Today's tutorial is a very simple introduction to natural dye techniques. You can use many different fruits and veggies like beets, spinach, and onion skins, and you can use your natural dye for natural fibers like cotton, for dyeing eggs in spring, for dyeing paper, or you can try it for natural watercolor paint. The first step in the process is to prep your materials. Today we're using red cabbage. So what we've done is we've just taken about a half of a head of cabbage that we had left over, done a rough chop, and we've added it to a stainless steel pot. Because we're keeping this tutorial very simple, we're not using a mordant in this project. But if natural dye is something that you wish to explore further, it may be something that you want to look into. Essentially, mordants help to fix the dye to your fabric or fiber. There are many different resources that can help guide you in using mordants and perfecting your natural dye technique. We advise doing research before using mordants for natural dyes so you can fully understand proper usage, safe handling, and proper disposal. Because we're not using a mordant, our dye will not be as long-lasting and it may not be as vibrant. But what we did do is prep the fabric by giving it a good wash before dyeing it. So we've added water to our pot, just enough to cover our cabbage. And now we've got it on the stove. We're going to leave it to simmer, so at a very low temperature. And we'll let it go for about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll keep an eye on it. What you're looking for is for the color to start leaching out of your cabbage. So it's pretty bright and vibrant right now. And then eventually it's going to turn translucent. And then that's how you know your dye is ready. It's been about 30 minutes now, so we're going to do a little check-in on our dye. You can see some of the cabbage is starting to lose its color. And then if you look, it's starting to turn purple. We're getting closer, but we're going to let it go a little bit longer. Okay, it's been about an hour now, so we're going to check back in. You can see our cabbage leaves have started to turn pretty pale, getting fairly translucent. There we go. And then our water here, our dye, has turned a deeper purple. So we're about where we want it to be. So now we're going to let it cool a little bit. We're going to strain out all the cabbage leaves, and then we're going to add our fabric. Okay, we're skipping ahead to our final result here. So we let the fabric soak for about 24 hours in the dye bath. To get the tie-dye effect, first I twisted one of the masks and folded the other, secured them with an elastic band. You can also use string if you don't have an elastic band, and then let them soak. When I removed them from the dye bath, I wrung out any of the excess dye and then rinsed them under cold water and laid them out flat to dry. The drying process took a while, so be patient. And then what I ended up with, it doesn't come across really clear on camera, but I do have a really nice kind of a lilac purple, a soft purple, with some blue gradients throughout it as a result of my tie-dye technique. You can see the blue a little bit better on the top. And actually what's really interesting is I end up with kind of some different coloration on the two different masks. Thank you for watching.